Round 6, Motocross Vote Gold save. Fasciotti the first hole shot. Epstein with an issue. Oh my goodness, some contact. Look at the big bangers in the back end. Fat Yodeler wins the first moto. Second moto, Benoit gets the hole shot in his backyard, and then Alessi goes into the lumber yard. Purcell on the inside, then Gorky goes to work. Oh my goodness, Cavan is touched up. Purcell gets the win, and Fasciotti the overall. Welcome race fans to round 7 of the 2017 Rockstar Energy Drink Motocross Nationals. This week, the Pleasant Valley Motocross track just outside of Truro, Nova Scotia. Today's MX1 racing will be presented by Motovan.com. MX1 pilots and staging, the 108 of Dylan Epstein is on pole today, Babs.
Well, he's grabbed his pole a few times this season, being the fastest rider in qualifying. So first gate pick, and here at this start, the gate pick is super important.
Babs, let's get caught up in the MX1 points after 6 of 10 because we got a tight race between Gorky and Purcell. Fasciotti, Alessi, Medaglia still in the mix. Then Epstein, Clayson, Chisholm, Tremblay, and Nathan Bless, our helmet cam rider on that Heber Sports team, rounding out the top 10.
Bless has been a bright light here in 2017 on that semi-factory ride. Nice shot of our MX1 riders just waiting to pick their gates with those new numbered aluminum triangles that they can hang on the gate. And riders trying to keep it loose. Concrete starting pad traps. So quite a few of those in this 2017 National Series. To the drone shot. Look at this beautiful racetrack. It is super fast, boys and girls, and the roost out here is punishing. This track, very taxing on the riders, Travs. There is so much mental focus at these high speeds. Very thrilling, but some dangerous aspects to the sport as always, and just accentuated by the high speed that they carry around this flowing track.
Love how it's nestled in and around the forest near Brookfield, Nova Scotia, an absolutely beautiful part of Canada. We're so lucky to be here today as we see our MX1 pilots outside of the top 5 coming out for their parade lap. Brian, 3 lovely Rockstar girls, Venus, Tennis, MX1 action. Why do you want to be anywhere else? Welcome back to round 7 of the 2017 Rockstar Energy Drink Motocross Nationals. Mark Travers and Brian Coster at the Pleasant Valley MX track with the lovely Rockstar L and that Moto 1 board. Hi L, how you doing? And here comes Julia and Kelsey out with that 30 board to Sir Paul Kingsley. We've talked about him before. Knighted, brought in England with that watch. His first MX1 moto will be brought to you by Yamaha Motor Canada. Yamaha revs your heart.
And the Blue Crew is well represented in this MX1 racetrack with Matt Gerke and his teammate, the 38, the big man on the motorcycle. That is Tim Tremblay, and they are the Rockstar riders as well as a 377 Purcell with a good starting pick. Another Rockstar rider on that factory Husky.
We talked about the start, Brian, concrete here, and then a really tight shoot into a modified left-hander. They changed it from last year from the mud. Look, here they go down there, Brian, into that first corner. Who's gonna get that roll distributing? Oh, shot!
Looks like the big number 8 of Keelan Meston out of Calgary gets the shot, but drifts wide. Check out Nathan Bless, Huber Motorsports. Rider out front, but check out Fat Yotes down in a heap. Oh my gosh, he is visibly shaken.
Oh my goodness, Fasciotti and Alessi made contact coming out of the Honda Hollow where the lines kind of come across, very similar to the finish line jump, Brian, and he went down hard, but he's back up and riding. Colton Fasciotti is a tough nut.
Oh man, he's facing the wrong way on the track. Nice to see him spin it around and shaking out the cobwebs. Man, oh man, Fat Yotes is making life hard on himself in this first MX1 moto on the splitter though. Nathan Bless, what a ride for him to get that early lead.
Well, Meston had the whole shot, swung a little bit wide, and then Bless, Fasciotti, and Alessi actually got by. Fasciotti goes down, and now Nathan Bless is in the lead with the number 5, Mike Alessi, who's been fantastic early on in motos. Let's go on board with the drift action cam, and Nathan Bless in this Cherby's corner. Oh, slippery corner. Alessi just ran into him, Babs.
Boy, it feels good to be out front, but that didn't last long. What a recovery for Bless. He bottles up the pack. Meston in there making moves, and now Alessi on the outside. Alessi has been fast in the east.
Fabs, you talked about the bike speeds during our track talk. Look at these 450s taped up this straightaway into this new jump off the finish line. Crazy. Let's get back to that hood shot. Number 8, Keelan Meston with a little bit of support from Motovan, Shot Gear, and Cycle Works Yamaha West, but he drifts wide, Fabs, and then that's where Bless goes inside. Here's that contact between Alessi and Fasciotti. Just a little scrape. Ooh, and down goes the Yodeler.
No rider will back off on the opening lap, so Looked like Fasciotti was making the play to pass, and Alessi had great throttle and defense. A racing incident, boy, and that hurts for Fasciotti, Travs. Championship is winding down. We saw Porcel go down in that slow-mo, and Medallia having to check up, so Tyler losing ground off the start, but it's Keelan Meston trailing Alessi and Bless right behind him, so two Canadians in the mix, but here comes the 108, not up Kawasaki of Eppenstein.
And Epstein had the pole. Remember we talked about that, Brian, so he's fast in this track during qualifying today as we go back on board with Les out of the Cowie corner, checking to this bow tool off camera, a very difficult part of the track. It's ultra slippery on the wide side, and here comes Epstein with a great cutback.
Wow, Epstein is something on that Kawasaki, boy, the rider out of California. Here is a replay of it. Just undercuts and stuffs the 77 large right here. Here's where he parks some, Travs, and that's a bossy move, and caught the poor number 77 off guard a little, I think, and the 108 likes to get it done and get it done quick.
And here comes the big man, the factory Yamaha, the 38 of Tim Trombley on that Rockstar OTSFF bike as he slips by Bless coming out of that Cherby's corner. So you're right, I think Bless got a little stymied in there. Trombley was able to capitalize. Now Meston has got the 108 of Dylan Epstein all over him. Meston inside, but oh, does Epstein carry speed through that FXR corner, Brian? A nice line on the outside. I like that one.
Wow, a sweet pass for Dylan Epstein. So Epstein now up into second. Check out the lead for the number 5, Mike Alessi out of California, but in tow, it is the 108 of Epstein, the danger man. And wicked battle here for third. A couple brash young Canadians. The big man, the snowcross world champion, and Medallia recovering from that poor start. It's got his teammate Chisholm there, then Gerke, Bless moving back a little bit. Here comes Porcel from that terrible start. He didn't necessarily stay down long. He picked right up. He just drifted down, got up, and got back on the pipe.
Look at this battle for third place between a pair of Yamahas, the privateer Meston and the factory bike of Trombley. Great to see some unfamiliar people up in the top 3, Brian, and these guys are big, fast, strong Canadian motocrossers. I love it.
Yeah, they are both really big, strong guys. 450 Yamahas, a wicked fast machine. Trombley uses that technique on the inside to find traction. Out on this racetrack, it's all about finding the grip. It is slippery. You've got the big cushion on the outside to rely on, but when you're in the meat of the corner, these bikes want to drift out. Gorgeous shot of Alessi dropping down through the EBC, but here comes the dangerous one, Epstein.
Did you see the number 5 of Mike Alessi slide out on that midline, then almost run into the banner using all of the track? But here comes the 108 of Epstein as they come into the Honda Hollow, Brian. Boy, you don't want to follow too close out here because there's giant rocks. When they hit you, look the heck out.
Oh, check out Epstein makes a move. What an undercut. And he gets on the gas way to the outside of the track. Epstein loves that style of passing. Alessi has to be frustrated, but I like Alessi coming right back. He does not lie down. Here it is on the replay. Gets on the brakes right here and plans this little undercut. Rallies on the gas hard and just takes the line away. Alessi has no choice but to check up. And then here he is using all the track to the outside and just ring in that KX450 for all it's worth.
Wow, the guys have confidence in areas where we know the track is slippery, and that's what I love about these top flight MX1 pilots. They go into places where you think the bike's gonna slide out and they find traction. Tire choice, very important on this track. So we see the number 5 of Mike Alessi. The gorgeous looking here. This place is full of eye candy in those corners. The bike's carrying so much speed, I love it.
Rich, dark soil. We saw number 2 get past Meston. Now he is challenging the number 38. 38 is showing well against his Rockstar teammate.
Just goes to show you what happens, Brian, when you get a good start. Both Meston and Trombley had dynamite starts to sit in the top 5. Gerke actually got into that mix with Fasciotti, had to do some evasive maneuvering and get away when Fasciotti went down, so he didn't make a bunch of passes, and now he goes outside on the number 30 at Tim Trombley. That's his teammate to get into third, so a lot of ground made up by the number 2.
You know what they say, Trav, stuff runs downhill, and Gerke was a victim of that whole Alessi Fasciotti melee. Now Fasciotti is back up and running, approaching the top 10, so good on that GDR Fox Honda rider. Alessi in second. Check out the gap that the 108 has managed to achieve here in this last stages of the race.
The number 10 of Colt Fasciati, as you said, picking up the scraps, Brian, right now just outside the top 10, making his way in. And now the 377 of Purcell, the crafty Frenchman with some dynamite lines. And actually his style lends itself to this slippery track.
I think so. He's such a smooth rider. He is not happy. Wow. I don't think. And check out that nice line. Relatively rudimentary pass for the confident Frenchman. World champion, U.S. Supercross title holder, and just an unbelievable icon of the sport and known to be crafty and ultra smooth. And I think this track lends to that smooth style.
Well, sure it does. And he makes passes like that look easy, as you said, rudimentary to our leader, the 108. Nut up Kawasaki of Dylan Epstein. He got the pole in qualifying, and now he's on the tape. Final approach, Brian, coming up to take that checker flag, and he wins the first moto here from Pleasant Valley, Nova Scotia.
Some encouragement from mechanic Pat O'Connor. The nut up Kawasaki rider is on a roll. To our Yamaha leaderboard, we know our top three. How about Purcell recovering Medaglia, Tremblay, Fasciati, all the way back to 9th ahead of Black.
Winning the first moto here from Pleasant Valley was our pole sitter, the 108 Nut Up Kawasaki of Dylan Epstein, third win of the season. Boy, you look fast out there, Dylan. You were just killing that track.
Yeah, didn't get out to the start that I wanted, and just made quick work of the guys and moved up front. Just these past few weeks have really been getting to me, so I wanted to prove a point out there.
With a very interesting start to the first MX1 moto here, the number 5 of Mike Alessi finishes second. Wow, some things going on, some contact with Fasciati. You were in the lead, had a great battle with Epstein, but that's a difficult track out there.
Yeah, the track was tough, Travers. You know, it's slippery underneath, but it's got some soft cushion on the outside on the berm. So, you know, tire selection is important, line selection is important. I felt like I was riding okay in the beginning, and then I just wasn't making any good lines. Epstein came up, got me. I tried to follow some of his lines, but he was riding good. Got to give it to him. So, looking forward to the second moto. Try to get out there, get my Monster Energy Alpine Star Kawasaki up front.
Well, look at who it is. The number 8 of Keelan Meston getting his Royal Distributing Hole shot check. Way to go, Keelan. Second MX1 moto up next. Welcome back to the Pleasant Valley Motocross track, home of round 7 of the 2017 Rockstar Energy Drink Motocross Nationals. Mark Travers and Brian Coster in the booth as we get set for MX1 Moto 2. Pilots on the line, and here comes Rockstar Kelsey out with that 30 board, flanked by the lovely Rockstar Julianne Sir Paul Kingsley taking care of the timing. Fabs, this second MX1 moto will be brought to you by Motovan.com, Canada's source for power sports, parts, and accessories, and they also present the racing to us today in the MX1 class.
Great to have them on board with this 25th anniversary Rockstar Energy Motocross National Series. Concrete starting pad, Kelsey goes to 5, Kinger with his spy cam. Checking out the timing. Chisholm right on the inside. Interesting pick.
And the number 24, Ryan Lalonde. He's double classing it, Brian. As we come into the first corner, who's going to get that Royal Distributing Hole shot? It looks like it's the number 5 of Mike Alessi, but drifting wide. And look who's out front. The number 10 of Paul Fasciati. And they almost come together again.
Reminiscent of the first moto. Holy smokes, that is where they contacted. Alessi gets the pass after going wide. Fasciati fishtails and loses another spot.
Through the Blue Crew corner, yeah, very slippery, and the crafty Frenchman, the 377 of Christophe Purcell, neatly into second place.
A tidy little move on Yodeler, who now is sitting third. He rode very well in that first moto, and using the cushion is Mike Alessi, working it on these braking bumps. Check out Fasciati is challenging Purcell in a big way, Trav. He was one of the fastest riders in that first moto if you go by the stopwatch. Though he was stymied with that horrible interaction with Alessi, and he wants to get a little payback on Mike.
And a huge little cluster behind there with Epstein and the number 2 of Matt Kirky. Okay, here's that Royal Distributing Hole shot again. The number 5 of Mike Alessi, absolutely gorgeous. He's a specialist, crossing the line. And there goes Medaglia with a great start as well.
Good to see Tyler, the homeboy, in the mix. Purcell is on the pipe. Fasciati is giving him something to think about. The cut under, and 450 Husky.
Wow.
Good defense, but now Fasciati's on the inside. No, he has to back off and save it for another turn.
The one thing that Fasciati needs to do is pass Purcell straight up in this series. He hasn't done it yet, and it looked like he had him on the inside, but Purcell found traction where no one else does on that loose outside section, down into the Honda Hollow. Look how gorgeous it is here. Brian, it's very difficult through here and very slippery on this part of the track right there.
Most slipperiest corner on the track right there. You see Epstein have a little slip up. I love that downhill double. Here comes Fat Yodes. He's got to get bossy on the Frenchman. Let him know he's the sheriff in Canada. Bastiani's got the skills to do it, Trav.
He certainly does, Brian, and you have to wait for your opportunity, but we've always talked about the fact that Bastiani's a gentleman rider. He's not a rough and tumble rider. He usually lets his skill do the talking.
He is getting close to Porcel right now. Porcel can feel the heat. Bastiani, both of these riders on the pipe. Here comes Fat Yote on the replay, making a play for Porcel. Gets ahead of him here, but Porcel just got that drive, and rumor has it those bikes got a little traction control, so that might have helped Porcel right there.
Yeah, definitely on that wide side where it's kind of loamy, full of rocks, and it's very slippery as we get back to our second, third, and fourth place rider. A little bit of cookie dust through there, eh, Fabs?
Lychee mama, they're going faster. Here comes Epstein!
No!
What a play, what a pass right there. They crisscrossed in the air. Bastiani let off just a little bit. I think that was self-preservation. Now the 108, the aggressive rider on the track, is making a move on the 377 through the EBC corner. What a battle we've got here. The Nova Scotian fans are getting their money's worth here on track, Travis. I'm telling you what, up to the Marin left-hander, a little step up under the spectator bridge. Gurk has joined the party.
Bastiani better check his 2-unders as Gurky now comes up behind him through the Honda Hollow. The number 108 of Dylan Epstein has been very aggressive. Back to our leader, the number 5 of Mike Alessi. Monster Energy, Alpenstaus Kawasaki looks great through the blue crew corner, but these guys are in tow. This is a battle for the lead as far as I'm concerned.
A three-way battle of some of our top MX1 riders. We go back a little bit to the homeboy, number 6, Tyler Medallia, Royal Distributing Motorvan, Huber Motorsports, the new team in the pits, and they are showing well. Check out, wow, Porcel hitting every bump there is coming in. It is a nice move by Epstein. Porcel's got his mitts full in this race.
He sure does, and that inside line through that section coming into the Cowie corner is ultra rough, and I love the cutback that Epstein used getting out of that corner, and that inside line, look at how slippery it is in that off camber over the Archerby's double tabletop. My goodness, super fast through here, Brian.
Well, Travs, you get the wheel spin and then hit the kicker coming out, and it gets the bikes all off kilter. Oh my goodness, as we lose sight of them for a moment, unless he has no idea what's ensuing behind him. The 108 of Epstein, this is a move he loves to make, and he does it on the crafty Frenchman right in front of the mechanics. They get an eyeful. Pat O'Connor gets to see his boy make a wicked pass in a second, up the scary jump. Woo-wee, what a race. Unless he's got some heavy heat coming on.
Dynamite images from the drift lockup cams. We get back to a replay of that pass. What I like about this, Purcell on the binders, almost forcing Epstein wide, and then Epstein gets on the gas. Brian, slippery, but he makes that inside line work.
Epstein is the master of the cut across right there and gets on the gas, and it cuts off the line, so that rider on the outside has to back off slightly and check up, and then Epstein goes right to the outside of the track. We've seen Epstein make passes like this time and time again. Bastiani is down, all on his own, Trav. Medallia gets a gift.
Oh, and Yotes has got the full Metzger bucket too. Lost the bill on his Fox helmet as we get back to our lead. The number 5 of Mike Alessi looks good in the lead right now, Brian, but Epstein has been so aggressive, and I love how smooth he is on this rough track.
He's gained a lot of ground here, Trav. He's starting to pressure. Look at the gap he put on Porcel now. So Epstein is the aggressor. Alessi's going to have to ride some wide lines right now. The two Kawasaki's 1-2. Kawasaki Canada's gotta love this, of course. Alessi on that factory Cowie Canada monster bike. Privateer Nut Up Industries Kawasaki with the 108. Epstein makes it happen.
Yes, that slippery off camber, Brian. It's been a very technical part of the track all day long. I think the only other part about this track that's technical is how slippery it is.
So this is the off camber. Alessi gets a little wheel spin out wide. The cut under, he backs off and blasts across. A sneaky pass by Epstein again. He's always using that same technique for passing, it seems.
Mike has got his hands off the bars, and now he's waving Purcell by. He definitely has an issue. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but you saw it. There's something going on with his bike.
He's looking down. He's looking down, and it looks like he's got no grip. Looks like he might have a flat tire. He keeps looking down at that front wheel. Battling teammates, Travis.
Through the Honda Hollow, the 111 of Kyle Chisholm, who's been bonsaiing it as of late, Brian, gets into 4th place with a dynamite move as we get back to the number 2 of Matt Gerke, who actually has made it by Alessi as well. So this is the battle for 3rd place. Back into the Hollow again, Lapper traffic in front. Purcell sneaks by in the inside, very crafty. Where is the Gerke man?
Oh man, Gerke is aggressive, dealing with Lapper as well, putting the pressure on Porcell here. It's past the halfway mark, Travis. We just got a report that Alessi has gone by the mechanics area, pointing at that front wheel. Looks like a front flat for the number 5.
These are our two pilots right now that are battling for the lead in the MX1 championship. You see the number 2 of Matt Gerke. Oh, what a cutback through that chicane, Brian. What a pass for Gerke. He's got that red plate for a reason, leading the points.
They gotta make methodical passes on this racetrack. The roost is just punishing. The riders are getting pummeled. I like the play that Porcel makes. A little insult injury, saying you're not going to get it that easy, Matt.
Well, in some cases, you know, a rider might back off with an aggressive move like Porcel, but not the manimal Gerke. There is no way, Jose.
I think that was a case of a too little too late for Porcel. He just wanted to get his last little licks in there before licking his wounds, because he ain't going to catch Gerke now. Gerke is starting to pull away.
The number 108 of Dylan Epstein gets his last lap flag and looks spectacular on this track, Brian. You know what, you think about the different tracks he's won on: sand, hard pack, and now a slippery East Coast hard pack track, to the 111 of Kyle Chisholm sitting in 4th place. That Huber team has to be happy with the performance of all 3 of their riders today. 2 are leader on his final approach.
And didn't Chisholm and Medallia have an epic battle out on here? And Tyler was just eating his roost for a long time, but it's the 108 Nut Up Industry shift rider that gets the checkered flag here in Halifax, Nova Scotia, to a dynamite crowd. Clean sweep for Epstein. Too little too late for Gerke. Podium's up next. Welcome back, race fans, to Pleasant Valley, Nova Scotia. Mike Alessi with that roto streaming hole shot did indeed have a front flat tire on that moto.
Let's get to our top 10. Second MX1 moto: Epstein, Gorky, Purcell, Chisholm, Medallia. Fasciotti hangs on for 6th. Then let's go down to Tremblay, Nathan Bless, and Brock Littner hanging on for 10th.
With a clean sweep on the day, the 108 of Dylan Epstein on that nut up Kawasaki. Dylan, what a day you've had here in the Maritimes. 1-1, you're on top of the world, buddy. Talk to us about your day and your experience here in Nova Scotia.
Well, the track's awesome. It reminds me a lot of the amateur national tracks we ended up racing back in a few years ago. But anyways, I had a good day. You know, I can't complain. Just I wish I could get a little bit better starts, but other than that, I feel like I rode well and you know, came away with the 1-1.
National number 2 rider Matt Gerke. What a day here in Nova Scotia, Matt. What a pass you laid on Porcel in that moto. You made a few moves. You were epic out there on a really tough racetrack.
Yeah, I'm pretty pumped on my day, considering first moto I went off the track with Fasciotti, decided to come from behind, and then that moto I was up there right behind Christoph, and then I slid out in a corner and fell, and then I knew I had my work cut out for me. I was like, I gotta catch back up, because it's championship, and I just put my head down, and I rode on the edge, took a bunch of chances, but I caught him and was able to get the pass, so pretty happy with that.
MX1 points after 7 of 10. It's tight between Gerke and Purcell. Interesting note, Purcell was not able to make it to the podium, violently ill in his trailer. So his mechanic Damon is going to be up on top of the box, taking his 3rd place. And there you have it, our top 3 in the MX1 class. It's been a great day here at the Pleasant Valley MX track. Hey, don't forget to like the CMRC MX Facebook page and hit mxnationals.ca for all the goodies. You have been watching the 2017 Rockstar Energy Drink Motocross Nationals, presented by Motovan.com, Canada's source for power sports parts and accessories. For Brian Costa, I'm Mark Travers. Oh my goodness, look at this, a little East Coast champagne spray. We'll see you in Moncton next week.